Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Always so happy to find you here. I do upload on Mondays and Thursdays. So when you subscribe, please subscribe. You will be notified when I have uploaded new content for your view. And of course, my pleasure. And it is my pleasure. Welcome here and welcome to any new subscribers. You are definitely honored, welcome, and wanted here. As you can see my backdrop, there is my handsome Max, who on 4th of July 2 years ago, I rescued. I always say dogs actually rescue you, but there he is, and he is 3 years old. And this particular upload is going to be hopefully presented very gingerly, but as anyone knows me, knows that I am a dog lover. And I'm going to preface that before I get into this topic. I think it's necessary, and you will see why. So I grew up with dogs, and this would not be my first upload as to referencing dogs and my love of dogs. I think I did one on Caesar Milan, who actually threw a caged dog, and that really peeved me, and I responded to that. But, you know, just here in my office, here's my dog before Max, right there on my desk. That's Prince, Australian Shepherd, who I had. I also rescued, he was younger even, 4 months old, until he died right in the yard, just laid down and went to sleep. Peaceful for me, thank goodness. At the age of nearly 16, and I actually have his ashes. So that's that, and this is my everyday little coffee cup. 1 cup of coffee every day, can't even finish that. But still, it says my favorite people have paused. I have this on my refrigerator magnet. It says my children bark. And this is also one of my favorite pillows here. I want to demonstrate that I kind of watch when I'm going to just lounge. I lay on this in my sunroom when I'm going to lounge and kind of veg and do nothing, watch TV. Idiot too. I'm saying all that to say this. Some people really love most people really love their pets. And then some really, well, here's a picture here. I should share this. It's even on my desk. Old pictures of, there I am with Prince at the time. So I pour into my pets. I guess I should share that. I pour into them. I treat them like their family. And so I understand how a person could feel shaken if anything should happen to their pets or they get worried. So I get that. Now, I'm prefacing all that to say this. Yesterday on The View, so last week I posted, I'm not picking on The View, because last week I posted something about Sunny I didn't like. But yesterday on The View, Joy Behar, who is, they're all my favorites, but I tend to really agree with her and Whoopi a lot on a lot of their views. But yesterday she shared that her little Shiatsu, Bernie, got frightened at the 4th of July, the sounds of the fireworks, which is common for pets. Our pets, you know, it hurts their ears. And even in preparation for that, I bought Max a lot of toys. I ran him for the day. I ran him through the water just to tire him out for the sound that night. And boy, he slept right through it. Prince, on the other hand, I used to have to take him on a car ride and blare the music to sound out the sound of the fireworks. I'm saying all that to say this. Joy shared that her little Shiatsu, Bernie, got freaked out by the fireworks and charted off and ran out of the house, and he got lost, and she went into panic mode. And it was dark outside, and she didn't know what to do. And she went looking for him, and she was afraid he'd get hit by a car. And just the way she told the story, and I'm going to drop the link into this description box so that you can see it if you didn't happen to watch The View on yesterday. I could feel for her. I could feel how she would feel. But the story itself, I just couldn't connect to. And let me tell you why. What she shared was that Bernie went running off. And she went into panic mode, and she was afraid he's going to get hit by a car. She went charting about, and her daughter called the police department to report Bernie missing. So right there, so starting there. And then lo and behold, they ended up going to the police department, and there stood the chief of police cradling Bernie to return back to Joy. Now, it's a cute little story. I'm all for that. They got reunited. Bernie didn't get hurt. Joy got peace of mind. I get it. Here's the problem I have with that story. First of all, we don't call the police department for a missing pet. You call the animal control. And I think as a pet owner, you should know that. Because typically what we do is nowadays we can chip our pets. My dog has a chip. So if he got lost, they would scan the chip and all of my information is there. Where he lives, his address, my phone number, his name, his date of birth, all of that, you just scan it. Secondly, the animal control is where pets would be taken if someone like myself found them for you and he didn't have a collar or a tag. Because if I find a pet, the first thing I do is I look for a collar, a tag that would say who to contact. So there should be a tag. Bernie just didn't go to he just didn't get out and go to the police department. How did he know to go to the police department? But that was that story. And thirdly, if not the animal control, I would think to call the veterinarian. Because here, now I'm in Southern California. Typically, sometimes, not always, but typically, a pet lover would take a pet to the veterinarian even before the animal control, because the animal control is often to full capacity. And they're afraid that what some of the consequences could be, I'll say that way, for the pet. So they would take them to a local veterinarian. I would have checked all the veterinarians in the area before I called the police department. And as a matter of fact, I don't think I would have thought to call the police department at all. Now, I understand she's in Long Island, New York, and the crime rate is low, low, low. And it is a wealthy area. But I don't think as taxpayers, we want our resources used so frivolously, so frisky, I would say. Because when I think of that, I think about crimes across this country, which are escalating every day. Our 911 operators, sometimes you can call and you may have to wait a minute. So to call this is me thinking, to call the police department for missing, and I'm a pet lover, for missing dog, I just don't get it. And of all the people, now, Bernie happens to prance into the police department, past all the officers at the front desk, all the detectives that sit typically behind the front desk, all the special agents who sit typically behind the detectives, all the way up to past the sergeants in the command, all the way up to the chief of police. There's Bernie. I just don't get the resource. I just don't get the use of resources for that. Now, I know Joy's a famous person, but this is why we have imbalances because of such a thing. And again, I'm glad she got reunited with her pup. But I would think as a chief of police of a low, now their crime rate is low, I would be doing something more useful with my time. I would be training ordering more training for my employees. I would be doing public service announcements. I would be providing more budget, budget responses as to what else we could enhance next year. I would find other ways to utilize my time than to stand and wait and hold to reunite a puppy with his owner, a dog with his owner. I couldn't put myself around the story. I couldn't. Again, I love my dog. I'd be out there running all over the place like a chicken with her head cut off, trying to find. I get it. But I don't expect the chief of police, I don't expect to call the police department. Even in a wealthy neighborhood, I would think, do they not have a veterinarian there? Do they not have animal control? I know that she said it was at night. She was afraid he'd get hit by a car. I've driven to work and I have seen somehow another dogs ended up on a freeway. And I see all of us on our phones trying to call 911, trying to call the highway patrol. I would call the highway patrol before I call the police department. Now, see, to me, this is common sense. Not that she doesn't have common sense, but to me, you use your best resources. I can't even imagine. Now, another reason this didn't sit well with me is that I have my own fair share thoughts, opinions, and preferences to the utilization of the resources of the police department in general. To be better at solving crimes, to be better at their own public relations, to learn how to adapt to a variety of individuals. I understand walking into danger, any call could be for them. I get it. But dog rescue for the chief of police, I couldn't get it. Now, as we know, and I don't assume who knows what, but the salary of any public worker, whether it is public works, whether it's parks and recreation, whether it's administration, fire department, any public position, the salary has to be made public for transparency purposes, so that taxpayers can know where the money is going. The chief of police in any police department is the highest paid officer by far. I don't expect for him to be standing there holding a puppy to reunite him with his well-known pet owner. I couldn't, as cute as the story is, I couldn't put myself around the wasted resources. Okay? I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So, with having said all of that, I know that it was, again, at night. So was that if it was during the day, she could have posted flyers. She could have asked a neighbor. There's a lot of different things she could have done. So just using the night vision piece, even with that, I don't think I would have immediately called the police department. They would have been I don't think I would have even thought to call the police department. Okay? So having said that, I know that it is a careful topic for myself to give this point of view, because I understand her pain. She was panicking, even tell me this story. I get it. But that's not what our resources are for. Our emergency responders start with the police department, the fire department, and paramedics. You don't call them for a dog rescue. As much as I love pets, and I do, there's my cute Nat, so cute. I got him on the 4th of July 2 years ago. So the 4th of July is very meaningful. And I'm sure you're probably a pet owner. I hope that you at least respect my point of view. I love you. If you've gotten this far, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bring a friend with you next time, and I love you. Bye. Have a good day, y'all. Bye. Stay well.